So, as producers here at BRIC, which I'm assuming all you guys have touched being a part of being a producer and being a part of entertainment and media.
That's right.
But for you, Steve, how long have you been in the industry in film producing?
Well, I've been involved with video for a couple of decades, but only in various capacities. I was a production manager for a video company about 25 years ago, where I started to learn some of the ins and outs of editing, and I knew right away I liked it. Before that, I'd had some experience in radio, but never television. So so a lot of time went by where I wasn't really involved, but as computers started to allow us to do these things on our own.
Make things quicker, right?
Which used to take these, editing suites of $1 million and more, and I got excited again. And when I discovered BRIC, even when this was the old studio before they moved to the factory and then moved back to this wonderful facility, I knew I wanted to take their courses and get certified so I could start to get involved with some of the behind the scenes.
Well, you're a drummer, you're a percussionist.
Yeah.
So how did that help in influencing this film? I know it's blending art and the mediums of film and television. So how did that influence?
Well, the
this
film
too?
itself, or the 28-minute special that I did for public, for BRIC public access, I had already had a piece that I had kind of put together, and it was a meditative kind of trancey piece anyway. And it occurred to me, why not add some drums, some percussion, some different hand drums and things, and make it more and more and more. So it started building, and as I was adding things, I would videotape it, actually exclusively with my iPhone. So this was kind of a lo-fi meets hi-fi, and then I ended up, editing it all in Final Cut Pro and seeing what else I could do. I incorporated a lot of scenes of Brooklyn. A lot of it is like late night transport, subway for a long period of time, which I added effects and just I found it an interesting trancey kind of thing of just the motion, the continual motion, and some buses and some cars, and I didn't have any planes, but I almost used the ferry, but I decided let's just stick with what we have. But so I tried to make it really a trance, a thing to where once you kind of start watching it, once you get into the tempo of it, I think it kind of pulls the viewer in.
So would this be a good one to watch maybe in a club, when they have projected films, in a club at night, kind of trancey, an ode and homage to Brooklyn?
It could be. I've suggested to people when it was on the air to they get in the right mood for it, whatever that may be. But one of the other elements, the pop-up element of it, was kind of something that I didn't think of originally, but my girlfriend is Tracy Berglund is a.
I was about to ask you.
Yeah, she's a great illustrator and artist, and she was the original. She was the original artist for pop-up video back in the 90s on VH1.
Oh,
so
wow.
For
That's
anybody who
awesome.
remembers that show, all these little fun pop-ups with little graphics came in, they were hers. And so she said, let me make some illustrations. And so I figured out how to make a pop-up, and which was not easy, but it was fun to try to recreate that look of the VH1 show. So we started putting these pop-ups in the video, and so that gave me a verbal commentary, because there's no narration in the show other than these little short, I guess, Twitter-size infographics that appear, and I think it kind of ties it all together. So,
That's very cool.
It was really fun to do.